Here at 21 Alive, we have a small fleet of news cars that are always on the road. They constantly need maintenance, and every now and then they need to be replaced. But this is nothing like the abuse police cars go through. And when police departments have to replace their cars, they need them replaced now. But that's the problem I discovered. Fort Wayne police cannot find new cars to replace the old ones. So what does that mean for you, the taxpayer, and for your public safety? Here's what I learned. Outside the Fort Wayne maintenance garage, these police cars, smashed from crashes and worn from hard use, are waiting for their replacements. Inside the garage, as mechanics do the heavy lifting, fixing what they can, Deputy Chief Marty Bender
2023 is going to be extremely tight.
Is struggling to buy those replacements because they're not available.
In fact, I still have cars that are on order from 2021 that I have not got yet.
Here's the deal. Supply chain problems in Detroit have put the brakes on assembly lines. Chip shortages and other backlogs mean deliveries of new police cars are made months later, if at all.
We were already told not to expect any for 2024.
Now, Fort Wayne isn't the only city dealing with the problem. Auburn police ordered 4 Dodge Durangos last year. The order wasn't complete until December, and the chief has to find new sources of cars now. In Adams County, the sheriff ordered new cars back in October. They may not arrive until summer at the earliest. The supply chain crunch means older cars stay in service longer, and prices go up on the new cars, leaving taxpayers handcuffed. It's a nationwide problem. So says Jason Bennett, who helps police agencies to buy cars.
Because after 2020, when COVID really started affecting our supply chains, it really trickled down from the vehicle manufacturers all the way down to the dealers, all the way down to county and city agencies to include first responders.
Do you see this as a public safety issue?
I don't see it as a public safety issue. I see it more as an inconvenience to law enforcement. And potentially it's a dangerous situation to have vehicles on the road that are 140,000 miles. But enforcement agencies and the county garages and the people that work on the cars are doing the best that they possibly can in order to keep these cars on the streets so that they can go out every night and every day to serve the people.
While Bennett doesn't believe the supply problems amount to a public safety issue, that is at the top of Marty Bender's mind. With new recruits joining, he doesn't have many extra cars to spare, which means his worst-case scenario could come true.
Do we start putting 1 or 2 guys in a vehicle and cut down on the number of cars on the street? Don't really want to do that. It takes a car off the street when you normally have 5 cars in a district. You may only have 3. Okay, so where do we go from here? Well, I asked the big 3 automakers who are making these police cars what the status is with the supply shortage. GM got back to me. They said that the Tahoe is being produced in greater numbers now, but they didn't give me any specific numbers, so kind of vague information from GM. Ford acknowledged my question, but still hasn't answered it. And Stellantis, which makes Dodge, didn't even bother to email me back or return my calls. So that's where we stand now. Likely this is a problem, I'm told, that will last for a few more years.
A few more years?
That's right. So police departments are going to have to figure out how do we keep these old cars on the road. And as Marty Bender said, do we need to reduce the number of cars on the road and maybe have 3 patrolling an area instead of 5?
Yeah, and it's certainly something to think about when we even talk about a police chase or something like that. You can't have a faulty car going at high speeds, you know, so something that hopefully can be resolved soon.
Absolutely.
Well, a bill up for debate at the Indiana State House would offer a tax